Hey guys, I posted this image last night on the group, and Darren said, can you share with us the post-processing? I did. And I got to thinking this would be quite cool if other people could do this, make little videos and pop them on. My post-processing comes on just by watching videos. I learned this technique by watching a video. I can't remember where I've seen it, but I learned to do it a year ago. And basically for images like this where there's a lot of detail, obviously the mud in the hair and the mud on his face and things like that, it really works. I think it was called tonal contrast. So basically, yeah, I applied that to I actually applied two different things well, three actually, if you count Robin's light here that we had to get rid of. Couldn't have him having a sleepless night over that. So I just thought I'd take you from the raw file to this, which is the image. Well, it's similar to the image I posted. So that's what I thought we'd do. So we'll just delete this. We'll start afresh, and we'll jump down here in Lightroom. And this is the raw file. We'll just double check it's reset to 0. Everything's zeroed. So what did I do? Well, the Lightroom edit was actually quite simple. It was just straight to black and white. I've shot to the right here, so I'm going to bring the highlights down. I always bring the blacks down and black and whites because it just makes it more punchy. And then obviously we need to bring the shadows out, so because when we start adding the contrast, it's going to darken that down again. And then obviously whenever there's detail like this in a photo, I like to put some clarity on there. Not there. That's fine. Possibly a bit more blacks. It's personal choice, isn't it? Okay, so that's basically all I did in Lightroom. So everything else was done in Photoshop. So we'll just chuck that over there. This is CS6, but I don't think there's anything special in CS6 for this particular edit. I think any version of Photoshop could do it, and in fact I think Elements would be fine with it as well. So okay, let's just fill up the screen. So it is a list of different things we do. It's fairly straightforward, but this is why it works better on video. So this is where we are. It's pretty good image there. I mean, I'm quite happy with it the way it is. I mean, actually, let's just get rid of Robin's light now, so it's out of the way. Cool. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, so first thing we do is we need another layer. So we duplicate this layer, and we change the blend mode to vivid light, and it looks weird. We're going to make it look worse or weirder. We're going to hit Command I. This is a Mac, by the way. I'm not sure of the shortcut on a PC, but basically you are inverting it. So you find a shortcut to invert something. And we just get a grey mess. And this grey mess is what we're going to turn into the contrast. We use that with the slowest filter in Photoshop, which is filter blur, surface blur. And we want to set radius 40, threshold 40, and click OK. And you can see what it's going to do to it. It's just going to drag out all this detail. So that's doing. I'm just going to reset that. Okay, so we have all this detail. We now need to put another layer on top of this, and it needs to look like it's all come together, but not flatten it. And to do that, we hit Shift, Alt, Command E. It's called a merged layer. I don't know the shortcut for PC. If I find out, I'll post it with the comments. We've now got 3 layers, obviously, because we've created this new layer, this merge layer here at the top. So we don't need this middle layer anymore, so we just drag that into the bin. Now, if you would just tell you this here, at this point here, there could be some weird colors in, because we're working with a black and white. There's no color, obviously. If you were doing this to a color photo, at this stage, you would need to take color out. And to do that, you just obviously select this layer where the contrast is, and you would go Image, Adjustments, and it would be here, Desaturate. But we don't have color, so we don't need to do it, but I just thought I'd throw that in. Right, so now we just put it into the photo. Simple. Blend mode, overlay, which is contrast mode, and there it is. Without. I love it. On photos like this, when I saw this photo yesterday, I saw that photo yesterday, I thought, yeah, you need to be putting contrast in there. Now, the second thing I did, well, obviously I took Robin's light out, but the second thing, I didn't like the brightness, so I wanted to bring that down a bit. So this is another technique I learned. So the first thing we need to do is we need to flatten this image. Flatten that image, so it's one image now. So once again, duplicate the layer. Blend mode to multiply, and watch what happens. Everything's darkened down. But we want to see Ollie's face. So layer mask, foreground black, background white, and we got our brush tool. And make sure we've got a nice soft brush, and maybe about that big, maybe a tad smaller. And basically just start tapping it around in here. In fact, you don't even need to tap, you can probably just paint. Yeah, paint away. Don't go too near the edges, because I mean the edges aren't too important. You certainly want the detail in the middle, and you just brush it. You can see the layer mask over here. What we're doing is we're cutting out the shape of Ollie to reveal the layer below. And the reason I like doing it that way, rather than just in Lightroom with a brush or anything like that, it's your brush controls are much better in Photoshop, number one. But number two is, if I wanted to darken it even more, because I've already cut this out, if I then just duplicate this layer, it darkens the whole photo again, but keeps Ollie out. See what I mean? That's 2 layers, 1 layer. No layer. Anyway, we don't want that one. Delete it. So yeah, I hope this helped. That's what I did. That's how I took this file and brought it to that. Hope you enjoyed it. Cheers, guys.